All right, let's talk about something very, very disturbing. Not that Joe Biden called a reporter a son of a bitch. We'll get to that. But I'm finding that to be in poor taste, but not actually scary and disturbing. The following is scary and disturbing. Republicans are now openly saying, if they win the House of Representatives in November and take control in January of 2023, they will look to subpoena, potentially prosecute, and maybe imprison members of Congress participating in the January 6th committee investigating the Trump riots of last year. When they say this stuff, we should take them seriously rather than saying, no. When they told us what they were planning for the 2020 presidential, they did it. We should have taken it more seriously, and we should be taking this more seriously now. So I'm going to play a clip for you of Newt Gingrich. Newt Gingrich was the Speaker of the House in 1994, ushered in significant acceleration in the Republican Party's abandonment of policy and moving into cultural issues and the like. We've talked about his role in that significantly. You can check out my interview with Noam Chomsky, where we talk about Newt Gingrich's role. One of the things that we have heard from Republicans is that if they win the House in 2022, they will impeach Joe Biden. And I believe that they certainly will try. But here is something extraordinarily dystopian from Newt Gingrich. And again, we have no reason to doubt him. Here he is.
You're going to have a Republican majority in the House and a Republican majority in the Senate. And all these people who've been so tough and so mean and so nasty are going to be delivered subpoenas for every document, every conversation, every tweet, every email, because I think it's clear that these are people who are literally just running over the law, pursuing innocent people, causing them to spend thousands and thousands of dollars in legal fees for no justification. And it's basically a lynch mob. And unfortunately, the Attorney General of the United States has joined that lynch mob and is totally misusing the FBI. And I think when you have a Republican Congress, this is all going to come crashing down. And the wolves are going to find out that they're now sheep. And they're the ones who are, in fact, going to, I think, face a real risk of jail for the kind of laws they're breaking.
Participating in the duly impaneled investigation of one of the most disgusting events of the last 5 years in the United States. If Newt Gingrich got his way, and he's not running, but he's still a powerful figure in the Republican Party, might put some of those investigators in jail. Folks, when they tell you what they're going to do or what they're going to try to do, take them seriously. That is a lesson from the 2020 presidential election. Take them seriously. Even Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney issued a warning over this. She retweeted the Gingrich video we just played and added the comment, quote, "A former Speaker of the House is threatening jail time for members of Congress who are investigating the violent January 6th attack on our Capitol and our Constitution. This is what it looks like when the rule of law unravels." Now, Liz Cheney is one of only 2 Republicans on that committee doing the investigation, so she may feel as though she is now in the crosshairs and may have a personal interest in this for sure. But this is an idea that Republicans are liking. Here is video of Matt Gaetz appearing on Real America's Voice, War Room. This might even be his show. I'm so confused by this channel. This may be Matt Gaetz' own show. Listen to what he had to say about it.
Now you have the January 6th event, where I expect that there will be these shadowy, gray area, national security types that are in and around the activation of the increase in criminal acuity of that day. And not for nothing, Steve, but using a cutout seems like exactly what they were trying to do to me.
Now, note, this is all conspiratorial type stuff about the people doing the investigating or the ones responsible for the riot. It's crazy. But let's continue to listen because it tells us what his state of mind is when it comes to this stuff.
There's a guy named Steve Alford who's sitting in prison right now for trying to extort me, but he was not acting alone. Very likely he was answering to a cutout, someone like Bob Kent, to try to destroy me. Because you know what? Newt's right. We are going to take power. And when we do, it's not going to be the days of Paul Ryan and Trey Gowdy where the Republicans go limp-wristed, where they lose their backbone and fail to send a single subpoena.
Limp-wristed, is that a homophobic phrase? I'm not super familiar with it, but it strikes me as potentially homophobic. Let me know.
No, it's going to be the days of Jim Jordan and Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene. And you know what? We're going to get answers, real answers about what happened in the election, answers about the Wuhan Institute of Virology, and certainly answers about a Department of Justice and a national security apparatus that has gone totally off the rails. They have become the enforcement wing of the Democratic Party. The entire country knows it. And you know what? We need honest, fair, real application of the laws in our country.
Yes.
We're not getting that now. And frankly, we weren't really getting it at the DOJ under President Trump.
So listen, you've got to take them seriously. Just believe what they're telling you. If they're telling you they're going to do this stuff, then we have to listen and we have to take it seriously, because they seem to really try to do it. Whether they get away with it is a different question. You know, they tried the 2020 stuff. When you look back and think about 2020, they tried every aspect of it. They tried the fake elector stuff. They tried pressuring local officials. They tried stopping the count versus starting the count as convenient to them. At least it was in the conversation about declaring a national emergency / martial law, although they'll say they weren't really close to doing it, which may be true, but it was part of the discussion. We know that multiple people have told us. They're telling us what they're going to do, and we have to take it really seriously. They will try to jail their political adversaries, and they're admitting that that's what they're going to try to do. And we've got to be really, really concerned about it and not let our guard down. And 2022 is particularly consequential because of that.